Alrighty y'all, today on Beyond the Bounds we're going to be reviewing the Cruise FD and Coosa FD by Jackson Kayak. Stay tuned, it's coming up. Alrighty guys, Lou here from Beyond the Bounds. This is a channel geared towards bass fishing and gear reviews, so if you like that sort of thing, click that subscribe button up top. Big thank you to my sponsors, Delaware Paddle Sports, for allowing me to take these two kayaks out, give them a good review on the water, like a lot of people want to see out there. So if you're looking to purchase one of these kayaks, definitely go check out Delaware Paddle Sports. I'll leave a link in the description, or you can click the card up above. So thanks for watching, let's get into this review. One of the very first differences you'll note between the Coosa and the Cruise is that on the Coosa version, you have a rear hatch back here that opens up and has really good storage features, really good watertight features, and that's where your rudder control cables come to. Going forward up the boat from the back, you'll see that you have a nice well area here in the back. You can utilize these cords to strap down your crate, and it's got a lot of track space too. That's one thing that I'm seeing that I really like about this boat right off the bat is the track space. Good scupper placements to allow for drainage. You can also position both the Cruise and the Coosa seats in high and low settings, and that's crucial for when you're in the wind, when you're in wind situations. I forgot to mention that you do have flush mount rod holders here in the rear. Good track space, a lot of good track space to where you can mount stuff. A lot of good flat area on the sides here, so that if you wanted to route wires internally, your rear access and your front access are going to give you good places to be able to do that if you want to mount electronics and run through hole type situations. Couple mount areas up here for GoPro attachments and like a gooseneck or whatever GoPro mount you want. Also comes with a paddle holder. That's something that's cool about both of these boats, is I think that they will transition between rivers and lakes and ponds, which is really good because some of the kayaks out there, some of the other pedal drives aren't really good transition boats. They'll really benefit you better in one situation, say like ponds or lakes, but then you won't be able to transition that boat into a river boat. And you may want to be doing, you know, river kayak events, lake events, pond events, heavy matted vegetation. That's where these boats right here are definitely going to shine, especially with this flex drive, because you're going to be able to tuck that flex drive up, get it out of the way, start paddling, because not only do you have a great pedaling rig, you've also got a great paddling rig. So a couple extra things about the Coosa FD that I see that I really like. You know, you got these rod tubes here, tuck those rods, get those out of the ways. Having that horizontal rod storage is something that's pretty key, especially when, again, you're in that transition mode of going into rivers, going into those backwaters, and you want to duck your rods down so they're not sticking up, getting tangled and everything. Be able to flush mount those, keep those rod tips protected. That's a really key benefit. We'll go over the drive and kind of the drive installation too, but let's switch over to the Cruise. And what you're going to see in the Cruise are exactly the same features. A little bit less track mounting, but good track mounting, and enough to where you can get enough track space to mount anything that you want. Moving up to the front, you'll have another hatch that has, again, good interior access. I like that they did that. Paddle keeper up on top of that. Very good handles across both of these boats. Good grab points pretty much all over, both in the front and the rear of both boats. Good grab handles on the side. Cruise actually has a paddle holder there as well. You've got a well in the back. Again, no track space in the back. That's something that I would like to see, but you can also add things there because it's got nice flat areas on the sides, so that if you want to do some aftermarket tracks, it's a quick and easy installation. Even ask Delaware Paddle Sports, they can do that stuff before you and then ship your kayak to you. I also think a really cool feature that Jackson has added to these is just the way that they designed this apparatus to control the rudder. I mean, that's pretty stiff and sturdy. That's a component that's not gonna rust. You know, that's good thinking on their part. Really like that. So kudos to Jackson for developing something like that. Getting good rear access through this rear hatch. And let's get these out on the water and just test them out, see how they do, and have some fun. All right, it's very comparable to the hum of a Nativewatercraft for sure. And it's got a lot more features than say a Slayer does, especially with the hatches, horizontal rod tubes, and it's pretty sturdy. It's a pretty sturdy kayak. Definitely really like it. Just out here on the water right now, testing it out, seeing how it goes. I mean, it turns pretty good. I don't think that it has a problem turning at all. I think it may not be the sharpest of all turns, but I'm trying to keep y'all out of the sun. But you know what? It turns, and it turns right back to where you know, something I'm used to. I'm not used to doing real quick donuts because the Hobies don't turn uber sharp. You know, there's really not a kayak out there that just turns completely 180 unless it's a paddle kayak. So let's do some more fishing out of this thing. But being able to keep your position forward, backward, especially when wind drifting like this, that's key. That's the key of a pedal drive right there. That you have that you can adjust. I mean, because look at this wind. This wind is crazy. But I'm able to maintain, keep fishing, keep firing. In this heavy wind and maintain. You know, I'm not always reaching for the paddle, and that's why you want a pedal drive. That's where a pedal drive is really going to benefit you over one that you have to engage manually every time. Here's the other thing. Say you've got a fish on the board. Boom. Just popping that up and then not having to worry about dragging your drive as you come up and get blown into something. Or, you know, if you just want to go ahead, beat your kayak like that, you're not caught up on anything. One of the things I always did, especially with my other pedal drive kayak, was that I always had this right on the side, right there, ready to go in a moment's notice, because these are the conditions that you're gonna fish in. It's not always gonna be beautiful, you know, nothing, no wind blowing or anything like that. These are the conditions that you're gonna fish in, and this is what's making this a good review. This thing is tracking well, it's handling the wind well, it's got enough torque and propel, wrong word, but propulsion in the drive to combat this wind. And it's doing really well. It's a very sturdy kayak. I'm actually impressed with the Akusa the most thus far. See, right there, but we're shallow. Boom, we come out into the water, engage our drive. That's nice. Quick and easy. Put our paddle away, and we're off. This is a good wind. This is probably 15 and 20 mile an hour wind right now. And it's got its own GoPro mount. Check that out. It's good that it's not pushing water. Like, it's not loud. Like, that's, I mean, I'm going directly into wind. I should have a lot of chop coming across this, but it's really channeling water really well. Gotta give it props for that. Really funneling that water well. Alrighty guys, what I want to do with this, alrighty y'all, so where I want to go with this review is maybe I should just get over there and do this on the water too. And then get away from this road that's just doing stuff all the time. It's like, does this road ever stop having people on it? Bucket hatch that I think it's stopping.